because of my children's mother. She had a inflammatory disease that at the end of the day, I felt uncomfortable leaving her side just to go do whatever I wanted because it wasn't necessarily guaranteed that when I get back, that's who I was going to be coming back to. It might not work out right. So I wanted to foster that and nurture that as best as I could before I branched out and did what my dreams were because uh, she would honestly tell me like she felt like she was on limited time. And I'm like, nah, you good. Like we gonna do this together and rock it out. But you know, God bless her soul and everything. But you know, God saw what he needed to do and he led her to a point to where she reached her whatever God's plan was for her to do. She did that. And I was just blessed enough to spend time with her and have children with her by the grace of God. Like
Right.
it's hard to this day for me to see them growing up without her, but like we're doing our best. We're moving forward. Like uh, right now, it's still kind of like awkward to say, but like I got a girl right now, and she's been able to support me in a manner that I never knew I needed. Being like with her, like we linked up just because I wasn't even looking for a girl at the time when I found Monica. Like we were sitting out there, just basically lost souls and trying to figure out our way, and that somehow became to something beautiful what we got now. So we trying to build like something dope, build a family that I guess nobody's seen before. Like I'm trying to be like the black not the Brady Bunch. Well, even though I got a song called the Ghetto Brady Bunch already, but I'm trying to be like the Partridge Family,
Mm.
like have us out there singing and doing our own little doo-wop and encouraging others to follow their dreams.
I feel it. I feel it. So your daughter's mother died.
Yeah, she passed away.
What did
Uh,
she pass away of?
she passed away in 2019 of an inflammatory disease called sarcoidosis. Like a lot of people don't know what that is, but it's the exact same thing that Bernie Mac passed away from.
Mm.
So it's his was of the lungs, but hers was of the vascular system. So instead of like everybody else, the easiest way to say it is like Wolverine. His immune system was so overworked that nothing made him sick. But in real life, that's not how it go down. Like if your immune system is sitting up there overworking, it's about to attack something. It's not
Mm.
just gonna sit there and be like, oh, I'm ready. No, it's about to go. All right, well, I ain't got nothing to attack. Let me go attack this heart.
Mm.
Let me go attack these lungs. Let me go attack these joints of yours. That's what it does because it thinks something is wrong, so it attacks it. So she had an inflammatory disease that attacked her descending aorta, which was right here. She had one when she was younger, a heart surgery when she was younger that affected her ascending aorta, but the one that was the most concerned was her descending one, which is the main blood vessel that goes to your heart, and it just got too big, and so her blood wasn't pumping properly. So that's how she met her demise because of that.
So she passed in 2019.
2019 in December, yeah.
And how did that affect you?
It changed me. It affected me in many ways. It made me more of a colder person, honestly. I was already like low key, not of the like some people will have back in the day would have called me an asshole, but now like I'm solid with calling myself an asshole.
Right.
Like because it's a different world that you got to walk through when you're raising two kids on your own. Like it's just a different way of life. People want to necessarily uh, they see your kids and they want to give them all the love that's deserving that they deserve. But sometimes that's just a bit too much because when you're gone, I got to give them so much energy and so much time, and they think that's the way that it's supposed to balance out. But like we got to
Mm-hmm.
balance that out. So you got to
Did you
distance yourself from certain things at certain
did
times.
did you feel that it was unfair she was taken from you?
To a certain degree, yes, and to a certain degree, no, because we were ready for it. Like it wasn't like a surprise. So, like most people, if they lose somebody young, they it's not expected. But this was something when I met her. This was something that we were facing since from jump. Like when we first got together, um, she was out on remission. So that means like she could have died when we first met. And we just got blessed to have all those years we had together because she was already out of remission and we were able to get her back into remission multiple times and multiple times and multiple times or time again and time and again. But after that time, like no medication. When God says it's time to go, no, ain't no medication that's gonna work, ain't no treatment plan that's gonna work. It's just what it is.
How difficult was it to have the conversation with your daughters?
Oh man, that's the thing. When I'm haunted by that to this day, to be real. Like it was one when she passed. Uh, this is part of the reason why I don't answer the phone or talk on the phone to this day. Like I'm still triggered by it, just answering or dialing the phone for somebody because I had to call everybody to tell everybody that Christina passed away. Like I could have had somebody else do it, but as a husband, what type of man is letting another man do that for you or another woman do that for you?
Right.
So I had to stand up and do that and stand on my own. So when I took like a day, maybe 2 days to actually tell them. They were like, "Where's mommy? I'll tell you, I'll tell you, I'll tell you." And then when I finally sat down, I told them like, I told them the truth. Like their mommy's heart was too big, and God took her away from us. Like that's just what it was. Her heart was too big, and she couldn't last with it too long. She was a very loving person, but her heart was way too big for her to be here with us. So that's what God said He needed to do is take her with Him.
Was that an ongoing? Is that an ongoing thing? Like, you still have to have conversations with your daughters up to this day about, do they get questions like why and all that stuff?
Well, that not necessarily so much why as much now because we've addressed that a number of times, but it is something that I have to address with them all the time.
Right.
We have to go through like grief and loss therapy all the time. Like we have to. That's the way I structure my life. Like if you follow my Instagram page, you see us hiking, you see us going out. This is all therapy at the end of the day. Like we are out there doing things to keep our mentality stable because mental health is real. Like it's being able to keep that together. Like I don't want to, like you don't want to act like some of these other artists out here that's losing their mental health and making a public fool of themselves.
So, would you say your educational background helped prepare you for dealing with this and speaking to your children about it?
I can't say not my educational background, just my work experience.
Excuse me, yes, because that's what you're doing nowadays, right?
Yeah, I'm back in behavioral health. Yeah. Like I won't. Not only did as a child, like me having an experience similar to theirs. Like although I didn't grow up with my mother deceased or my father deceased, there was periods of times I was growing up without them. Like I lived in Bakersfield, my mother lived in LA, my father lived in Florida, and so to go to sleep at night and want a parent and they just not gonna be there, I know that feeling. I know it, but mine wasn't real. Like theirs was. It's like I wanted it. I was just mad I couldn't get it at the time I wanted it. This is something that they got to deal with. And I got to teach them how to cope with it at the end of the day, all day, every day. Like this is not a thing that it sucks, it's sad, but we can't break down about it. That's not how we was built. We not built like that. Like so I gotta be that model for them. Like I can't sit down and shut down.